All right. I guess I think I might go into YouTube and just cut those first like 7 minutes off. So in that case, we're getting started here with the TTI League season 21/22 top 8. We had 2 seasons are now combined into one because we had top 4 from each. People couldn't get games in December, so I decided to combine them for a unified top 8. Jarol's on top playing the Ackbar. Real Piece of Work is on the bottom playing the Han Solo. Piece of Work opens with Grogu, and Jarol gets the Mon Mothma. Grogu is, sometimes just an incredibly powerful card, but oftentimes he also just feels like a bad open on turn 1. Internet Warrior following on turn 2. Let's see, Grogu lets you... Yeah, it lets you deal damage to any unit. So again, he can be used to take out an X-Wing, which might be a problem. Now he's just going to push damage onto the Mon Mothma. Then Jarol uses his Ackbar to generate the X-Wing. Doesn't take initiative there, which means... Okay, no, so Grogu is going to be used here. Kill the Mon Mothma. Let's see, what was the reveal? Sundari and Typho off the Mina. Gives Jarol a card. Also gives him a chance now to use this Regulations Bureaucrat. Let's go and show this one. Jarol actually not gonna do that though. Instead, gonna exhaust it to make himself an X-Wing. This is what Ackbar does, in case you guys haven't seen him in a while. There's an Ogdo Bogdo coming out for Piece of Work, followed up by a Namek. Oof. Now I bet Jarol might be regretting not using that Bureaucrat. This is a massive armada pointed at the data vault here. Waylay on the Ogdo to prevent some of the one of the biggest sources of damage here. The thing with this Ackbar deck is that it can build up a massive fleet of X-Wings, and then it's got the Anakin in there if Jarol can draw it, which can let you push a lot of damage out of nowhere. As long as Jarol stays alive, he's not gonna be out of it. So yeah, Ackbar used to generate another X-Wing, and it looks like Jarol's playing this one pretty aggressively by tapping the Bureaucrat instead of the X-Wings. He's allowing the X-Wings to get damage in, and is prioritizing that over disrupting the game plan of Piece of Work here. And that's just is going to make it all that much easier to have that cascading flow of X-Wings that slowly builds up and then becomes overwhelming. He just has to do it before Bo-Katan becomes a threat. Ooh, and here's a Poe coming out, 5 cost for Piece of Work, and that is threatening 8 to base, or to start discarding and blowing up some of the X-Wings. And a second Waylay played to bring the Poe back. Grogu now going to start eating away at the X-Wings. And here comes the Ackbar with the flip, and then Captain Rex coming down for Piece of Work. That's going to make attacking with the Ackbar a bit of a pain. Okay, Echo-based Defender. Going to stave off some damage, but Namek is just going to trade in. And what's he going to reveal? Poe Dameron. Oh, yeah, the Poe that we know is in there from the Waylay. Ackbar is going to attack in, tap that bureaucrat again, get another X-Wing. Rex is just going to get into base there. Now putting Jarol within, lethal range this turn. Okay, there's a Resistance Blue Squadron. Gonna take out the Rex. Spy's gonna get in there for 2. Sanctioner Shuttle. Gonna capture the Grogu. So I think lethal. Yeah, no. So Jarol's not gonna get this one. Oh, did they set it up to be best of 1? Or oh no, okay. So it just looks like a so it just doesn't show anything. And now it looks like they're getting started on game 2, probably. Probably deciding whether to mulligan here. All right, so getting into game 2. Real piece of work on the bottom is up 1, playing the Han blue. Notably not on the Force base, not on Colossus either. Just on the blue 30. Jarol going to be starting with the initiative. Playing the Ackbar Data Vault. Here's Favorable Delegate. Going to get another card draw for Jarol. And then Ogdo Bogdo. Aggressive start right out the gate for Real Piece of Work. Can Jarol do anything to stop it? Gonna throw down the waylay. So, I mean, that takes the Ackbar offline. And the Ogdo is just gonna come back down. Let's go over Favorable Delegate in case you haven't seen it. It's not all that popular. But it's a great way to get some card advantage, get a unit down with a lot of health that you can exhaust with Ackbar over and over. And second Waylay comes down on the Ogdo. And here comes Poe. And Jarol is going to take the risk. Uses the Ackbar to generate an X-Wing, but lets the Poe get a swing in, if that's what Real Piece of Work wants to do here. And verily it is. Going to use it to wipe the Delegate and discard a card to kill the X-Wing. Coronet discarded here. That's a spicy one out of the sideboard. Sort of like a mini home 1. Nice to have a space unit, for sure, against a deck like this Ackbar deck, which is going to space a lot. Princess Leia coming down to exhaust the Han. I'm gonna drop a Grogu here. Spare the target coming down. Going to. Did he spare the target on Grogu? I'm not sure what was going on there. I guess. I mean, we can check the chat to make sure, but I think he just spared the targeted. Yeah, he spared the targeted Grogu, and then Han just played the Grogu right back out. Jarol does end up with initiative here. Gotta do something about this Poe. Just going to Ackbar to exhaust his own Leia, make an X-Wing. Grogu immediately kills the X-Wing and heals the Poe back up. And Jarol's going to scoop it up. All right, so that's it for game one. It's lore accurate if you look to spare the target art. Yeah, that's true. It's actually, yeah, precisely what is meant to happen, I think. All right, so that's it. Real piece of work takes it down, which means we're probably gonna have to do more Carabas games than top 4. Which I don't know. Especially as a spectator, I don't think they look quite as good as TTS games. Maybe we can find a way to get the players to join video so that we can have at least one person's perspective and get to see their cards. That's another thing that Carabas doesn't have right now is a real spectate mode that allows you to see cards. But yeah, that's it. Congrats to Real Piece of Work. Thanks to Jarol for bringing this fun Ackbar deck, even though we never really got to see it go off. We've got more of these coming down. People are, it looks like people are rescheduling things. So, check the TTI YouTube. I'll make sure that all the matches that we've got upcoming are scheduled accurately. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.